And I'd be sitting here and looking at tutorials, and then I'm frustrated because the tutorial was too complicated for me. Seriously, guys, if I can do this, and I've got no skill set with tech, there is nothing that God is going to call you to that he can't equip you to. Nothing. Like, I'm talking, I didn't even know that I could flip my phone both directions and film out of both directions last year when we started. So I really want to say, if I can do this, if you are called to do this, I guarantee you can do this. All I knew is, seems to me like God is inviting me to do this. And I'm like, I think God has given me some things of value. And I think that's the button I hit that is record. That's how this started a year ago. So the fact that I've got over 2,000 subscribers and that anything has worked out and that one single video got uploaded, let alone like around 90 videos or wherever we're at now, like it's almost like the parting of the Red Sea, if you know how like non-techie I am. That's about what I had. I had no tech skill at all. I felt like I needed someone to come alongside and to lift me, encourage me, breathe life, speak hope, speak encouragement. And God's like, excellent. Now I want you to go out and do that for other people. So, you know, I've noticed over this last year being on YouTube, I've noticed a change in myself. I was in such a, I would say, beat down place in my life before I started making videos on here. I was really struggling to just smile sometimes, you know? Life had been so hard for so long, and if you've ever been there, I'm sure you know what it's like when just even smiling kind of feels like an effort. It doesn't come naturally, and you know, it's almost like, am I smiling yet? Hey, welcome if you're new to this channel. I'm Katarina Watson, and if you've been here before, thanks so much for joining me again. Well, it's been one whole year on YouTube, which is kind of wild. I think what I'm gonna do is start by saying the benefits that were really unexpected this last year in being on YouTube. And one of those is I didn't anticipate that God would build a community of caring individuals. And I feel so blessed to have begun to really develop friendships with several of you. It's just been awesome. And I see several of your names pop up with regularity, and it makes me so happy to get to connect with you in different countries around the world, and yet we get to connect here. And it's pretty special. Naturally speaking, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to get on here and to start sharing things and trying to build other people up when I was in such a difficult place and I was struggling so much. Life had just pressed on us for so many years that I really needed someone to come and actually lift me up. And instead, I felt like the Lord was inviting me and to come on here and to lift other people up. That in itself actually made me feel a little bit lighter, a little bit happier. And oh my word, when I started getting messages where some of you would share in the comments that you got something out of a post here or out of a video, or you were asking for prayer, and I started to recognize all of the hard years, it hasn't been for nothing. It's like mentally, sometimes we know things, but when you start to see just even a smidge of evidence that God is using your life to do something good, to do something of meaning, to lift, encourage, pray for somebody else. So many of you have made comments that has just left me in tears of gratitude and so much appreciation, seeing that God is at work in your lives. And that's my heart. There have been some real highlights this last year, seeing God do things that I didn't expect. I didn't expect to reach 1,000 subscribers in my first year. I didn't expect to have a couple of videos pop and get thousands of views. And I didn't expect to see God create a beautiful community of wonderful people that genuinely want to show up, to honor God and to live for Him. So when I set out last year to start this, I thought I am going to give myself 2 years. No matter what, I'm going to endeavor to be consistent. And then after 2 years, I can reassess. We're at the 1 year mark now, and it's both been harder and better than I thought, all at the same time, both personally and on here. You know, when I first started last year, okay, I have to say, by the way, if you're considering doing anything like this and you're like, well, I don't have any real tech knowledge, I'm not really good at that. Okay, one thing I haven't shared with you is I am about the least tech savvy person you've probably met, like including your grandma. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I didn't know how to do anything last year. And naively, I thought maybe one of my kids would be excited to help me out. Well, yeah, that hasn't happened. So I've had to learn everything from scratch. Like, I'm talking, I didn't even know that I could flip my phone both directions and film out of both directions last year when we started. So I really want to say, if I can do this, if you are called to do this, I guarantee you can do this, because I am the least likely person. It has been a running joke in our family. I'm like, it's easy. Like, I don't know how to do anything. To this day, it's a year in. I'm ashamed to admit it. I literally don't even know how to get one video from my phone onto the computer. To this day, it's a year into doing this YouTube thing. I don't even know how to do that. What else can I say to encourage you? Probably a few things. I knew nothing. All I knew is, seems to me like God is inviting me to do this. Not seems, like I knew that God was inviting me to do this. And I'm like, I think God has given me some things of value. And I think that's the button I hit that is record. There have been times when I just wanted to quit just based on the tech stuff. Not because I didn't want to show up for you, but because the tech stuff has been so painful for me to learn. And I just stuck it out. There were times when I was in tears. There were times when I was crying because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to figure this out. I'm like, I can do this. God, oh boy, do I ever need your help? I just want to show up for people and I want to do something really good with this. Jesus, I need you. And so I can't even convey enough to you that whatever you are called to, you might not have the skill set at all. But when Jesus calls us to something, he will equip us. That's not to say it's going to be easy. And I'll be sitting here sweating and looking at tutorials, and then I'm frustrated because the tutorial was too complicated for me. Seriously, guys, if I can do this, and I've got no skill set with tech, there is nothing that God is going to call you to that he can't equip you to. Nothing at all. And again, that doesn't mean the path or the road is going to be easy, that the learning is going to be easy, or that the whole process is going to be fun. The process isn't always fun, but the process matures us. Another thing I wanted to share with you about this journey is, you know, it would be so lovely if we saw a graph and something started here and just went up and woohoo, and off we go to the moon. Like, that would feel fantastic, but the reality is that the road to success with anything in life oftentimes looks more like the path of a butterfly that is like, you know, you're like, where are you going? Like, you're all over the place. Have you ever watched a butterfly? Like, they look like crazy. They look like they have no idea where they're going. And sometimes the path to success in anything that God is calling us to looks more like the path of a butterfly than climbing, you know, a mountain with a perfect slope. That is just not the path to success in almost any area of life. And so whatever it is that God is calling you to do, be prepared that sometimes it's going to look like it's shooting off and taking off. Sometimes it's going to feel like you're crashing down and you're hitting a ditch. And sometimes it's going to look like you're going backwards and then it's going to go forwards. Like, the path in life is very much not like we would like it to look sometimes. And again, God uses that to test our hearts, to build our character, and so that when we come across someone else who's on that hard path, if we've walked even a few steps, 10 steps in front of them, we can be like, hey, been there, it's okay. When I started on YouTube, I really didn't know how much work goes into making one single video. And that really surprised me. There are videos where it would like literally take me 20 plus hours to make one single video of like 12 to, I don't know, 20 some odd minutes. And so I didn't realize when I would get on YouTube and I would just listen to someone talking and it just seemed like they were kind of talking off the cuff. I'm like, oh, there could be loads of hours that went behind that one quick little video. There are times when some of you shared lovely, meaningful, caring comments and that something had an impact. And some of those comments actually kept me going. I wondered if it was making any difference in anybody's life. And so, you know, sometimes the one sentence that you say to someone, the one kind gesture, the word of appreciation, the kindness that you give someone else, sometimes you just don't know the depth of impact that your care, your kindness, your generosity, what that can mean to somebody else. And if some of you wouldn't have shown up with that, I don't know if I'd be here today, to be honest with you. I really want to thank you for those of you who chose to show up and to share that something here meant something to you in your life. I'm probably here because of you. Okay, guys, 1 year anniversary. I literally wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Thank you for your support. Keep pursuing Jesus with all of your heart, soul, and mind. Thanks so much for subscribing for those of you who find value here. And I look forward to the next year with you guys. God bless you.